Hello, this is Min from Raleigh Art, a kitty-focused artist-owned brand, and today we are at Galaxycon Raleigh. Yippee! This is my first time coming to this convention, so today we woke up at like 7-ish, so we would get here on time to set up. We were kind of late setting up, to be honest. We got here at like 12:30, and the con started at 2, so we're like rushing to like set up. But then also, even though the artist alley opens at 2, they were letting people in at like 1:30, so I was kind of like stressing a little bit, but it's all good. Everything's all set up. Otherwise, it was pretty smooth loading in and everything. This is my first time at this convention, but I'm really happy to be here because I did hear it's good, but we'll see how it goes. My first impressions were this artist alley is very small. Like, it's actually such a small artist alley for the size of this convention. I got the pamphlet for Galaxycon to kind of like show you guys. But essentially, this is like the exhibitor hall, and that's downstairs. So we're in artist alley. Artist alley is a separate hall. But look how big this exhibitor hall is. And then you like turn the page, and this is artist alley. Like, I've been to smaller cons that probably have a bigger artist alley. So it makes it really hard for like new artists to be able to get into this convention, because you are allowed to rebook this convention for artist alley. But it does mean that if you're in, it's probably going to be pretty good. So I'm very excited. I've been to Raleigh before for a convention, and that was for Animate Raleigh, which didn't go the best for me. I did its first year that it ever happened, and I didn't even vlog it. Hopefully it has improved, but I would say Galaxycon is kind of like their flagship convention. But you can see that Galaxycon does like all these other shows too. So previously I've done Animate in Raleigh, but I heard the Galaxycon is kind of the big one for Raleigh. So I'm super excited. It's been like 20 minutes since open. We've made like a sale, but there's already like a decent amount of people in here for a Thursday. Like, I low-key expected it just to be like no people, because there's been so many 4-day conventions where it's just like the Thursday is such a snooze fest. But yeah, excited to see how this weekend goes. So I walked around, and for a Thursday, there's definitely a decent amount of people. Like, in the artist alley, it feels kind of crowded, and so I can't even imagine what Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be like. But I think it also adds, the crowdedness is also like, because the aisles are really small. Like, I went around artist alley, and like I said before, that artist alley's small, but like you could walk around the thing like in like 30 minutes. The aisles are pretty narrow. When I tried to walk through, I would still be running into little traffic jams. And it's Thursday, so like I'm sure on Saturday it's just gonna be like completely packed to the brim, and I can't escape. But yeah, when I went down into the exhibitors hall, I could see why they couldn't even fit artist alley in there no more, because that thing was packed with like all the exhibitors and the autographs and celebrities and that kind of thing. But so far things have been going really well, actually. I've pretty much made back all my expenses, which is like table and hotel. 2 people came by and they made some like really big purchases, which I was super appreciative of. I was just kind of like shocked when they were doing it. That's why I didn't even like speak to them that much. I was like, okay. They're like, and these prints, and then these keychains, and then these stickers. I was like, okay. But I was really grateful for those like sales. Like, it just makes me really happy to be able to like sell my art and people like my art, you know. But so far we're having a pretty good time. Sales have been pretty steady, but I'm kind of scared for the rest of the weekend. I'm a little worried I didn't bring enough stuff, but we shall see.
This always happens.
I'm stupid, okay? I don't know. Especially like the first time I come to a convention, like I just really never know how much stuff to bring. But I heard this convention's good, so I definitely did try to bring more than I usually do. But we'll see. Those 2 really big sales kind of like threw me off. I was like, oh my god, maybe I didn't bring enough stuff. So David has never tried flavor blasted goldfish, which are the best goldfish. They're better than regular goldfish. So I just wanted to see his reaction. You open it?
I've always had original as a kid, so I'm like, why would I try other things?
Because the flavor blasted goldfish are the best.
Well, I never get the opportunity to try, so I guess now's my time.
Okay. Look at these beautiful seasoned goldfish. These are I would eat so many of these as a kid.
That's great. I just eat the entire gallon of goldfish.
The carton, the big carton. Yeah.
See? He's alright.
He's alright.
They're pretty good. I like. They're more flavorful than the regular ones. Last.
They're blasted with flavor, bro.
Blasted my mouth with flavor.
You know you're in North Carolina when we're at the cookout. Yeah!
Big Dough Burger Tray!
Yeah! So, I didn't get the chance to show my table yesterday, but here it is with my big new sign. I put my shirts like here. I have a new shirt, but I only was able to make XL sizes, X small sizes, because I literally, while I was screen printing them, I broke the screen because I used my heat gun on the screen on accident and then it exploded. So I only went through all the XL shirts that I had. So that's unfortunate, but I will have them more down to clown shirts for Otakon hopefully. But yeah, overall yesterday was really good, so I'm excited for today. Everything. Fix up things. Good morning. It is day 2 of Galaxycon Raleigh. Yesterday went actually pretty well, surprisingly well. Like I told you before, there was 2 really big sales. So, but even without those big sales, I would say for a Thursday, it was pretty okay. But today is Friday, so day 2 of the con. I hate 4-day conventions because I feel like every time it's day 2, in my head I'm like, it's Saturday, but it's not Saturday yet. Right now things are pretty chill. We opened at 10 and it's about 11 right now. So people are still coming in. I will say that even though I feel like some cons, when you're an exhibitor, they're kind of really lax about security when you come in. But here, they make you throw out your, they make you dump your water and stuff. They'll check through your bag, so that's just something to keep in mind if you want to sneak some food in, because I know I definitely need my snacks when I do cons. But I heard that there is pet adoption. There's a little pet adoption area, so if there's any doggies, I want to, if there's any doggies here today, I definitely want to go see them. Let's adopt a dog. Let's adopt a doggy. Yeah. Ghost Pepper. Ghost Pepper. Actually, I feel like he would like a doggy.
Maybe, yeah.
But maybe he'll fight the doggy.
He'll scratch a doggy, the doggy.
But he's yeah! Ooh.
It's so great.
I can't move.
Yeah. The traffic jam and the tiny aisles is very tight. So it is 3 o'clock. Things have been going pretty good. Sales have been pretty stable, but nothing super duper crazy. The alleys though, in Artist Alley, are definitely, as I've shown before, really narrow. So sometimes there's just be crazy traffic jams and you just can't get through. But it is time for lunch. They have a lot of food trucks outside the venue that you can get food from. So you're not restricted to the convention food options, which is really nice. They're still expensive because that's just how convention food pricing is, but got my sandwich. Ooh, those fries.
Yeah. One of the escalators was broken, so I think walked to the other side of the building
Oh,
and
no.
used the other escalator.
Oh no.
And it was jammed.
Oh, no.
This whole place is jammed.
Jam with like people?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Buffalo chicken sandwich. They've got the pulled pork sandwich. Ooh, these fries are kind of good.
Yeah.
Taste them.
That's a good value.
I like the pepper. It's like the pepper kettle chip.
Yeah.
Things have been going well. I made a mistake. I realized the dogs are not today. The dogs are Saturday, Sunday, so we'll see the dogs tomorrow, hopefully. So the thing about Galaxycon is that I feel like every Galaxycon, the hours are kind of long. So like today ends at 8 p.m. So we started at 10. So that's pretty much, and it ends at 8 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, it ends at 6 p.m. So for a convention, that's kind of long hours, I'll say. That's like 10 hours per day. So definitely be ready for that. Definitely bring a lot of snacks and food if you're vending by yourself. Or you can just have your helper buy you all your food. Yippee! Yippee! I walked around and I realized like every inch of this entire building is filled with vendors. Like you walk through the hallway, there's vendors. You walk through like the hotel, there's like secret vendors. Like every corner, Galaxycon is trying to get that bag, which, you know what, I get it. But I guess that's also something to consider. Like, I don't really know if like they specifically apply to be in these certain areas, but like when I walk through, I can show you on the map here. Like, so there's like a little section here. Here's Artist Alley, the Artist Alley map, and then there's a section here that says Marriott Ballroom vendors, and I was like, where is this? Because like I walked through the convention center and like I couldn't find it, and I realized like it's in the, like when you go through this area in the convention center, there's a little section that says walkway to Marriott. So you walk through and you end up in the Marriott hotel, and in one of the Marriott conference rooms there's another vendor hall, and it's very out of the way. Like I really wonder if like those vendors knew they were going to be in that section when they applied to be at Galaxycon. But I would definitely say that area has a lot less traffic than like the main vendor hall, right? So I don't know.
But when you see me at night,
There's like 10 minutes left. Friday went very well, actually. A lot better than I thought. I don't know. I always have like low expectations for things. But definitely these 10 hours being here is very draining. Like I'm so ready to go and eat some ramen and sleep. But this con is very keychain heavy. Like I think definitely this thing fell off. What the heck? Put this back. But people have been really buying the keychains, like the bearware, the dog ones and stuff. I'm actually running low of a lot of them, but luckily my roommate is coming, and because he's from Raleigh, so he agreed to like bring me some extra keychains from back up in our house, like in DC. So very grateful. Prints have been selling well. Sold a few carabiners, which is nice. Of course, stickers sold well. Oop, I'm out of Gojo ones, but I have more, so I'll restock them tomorrow. And the Mao Mao and Jinchi ones are selling really well, which I'm so happy about. But yeah, I definitely underestimated how many people would buy keychains. The pins are not as popular right now, but that's okay. We're almost about done. Oh, yay! So cute. Low-key, I'm running low on a lot of stuff. I only have one cinema roll, like 2 free runs. I'm just really bad at knowing how much to bring, man. But the keychains, I think, have been like selling way more than normal. So, because normally I'll sell like a lot of pins and keychains, but this time like pins are not as popular. But good thing my friend is coming with more of my stuff, so I don't know. My friends always come to save me. I should just be better at knowing how much stuff to bring. I've sold a lot of small prints. I only have 2 of these Gamer Cat ones left, but I kind of just forgot to restock them anyway, so I just didn't have enough at home regardless. So My bad. It's always my bad, but hopefully we will survive today. And people are coming in now, so woohoo. Good morning. It is Saturday, day 3 of Galaxycon. It's been about 40 minutes and it's already pretty busy in here. Like, I made like a decent amount of sales. Yesterday went really well. I'm definitely really bad at gauging how much stuff to bring because I'm so low on like so many keychains. But that's my bad. I think the self-serve display for the keychains is really helpful. I've sold so many more keychains than pins, but I feel like some cons are just like pin heavy cons, some cons are just keychain heavy cons, and I guess it's just a keychain heavy con. But yesterday we ate some really yummy ramen and we just knocked out. Yeah, these hours are like really getting to me. It's essentially a 40-hour work week condensed into 4 days, but we're surviving. Today though, the security at the entrance apparently was kind of like strict. They're really looking through people's bags, which is like good, but also like they're really looking through all the vendors' bags, and it was getting like really held up. They were checking people's wallets, they were making people take off their shoes. I was like, this ain't EDC. Like, what are we looking for? I mean, I guess, you know, gotta be safe. They're looking for weapons and stuff, but really they're just looking for your water because they made you dump all your water because they're scared it's going to be alcohol, I guess, and they want to sell you alcohol in this convention. But overall, we're chilling. I think today is going to be a little crazy because Saturdays are always like the most packed. But also today, on Saturday, they have the pet adoption area open today, so I really want to go see the doggies today, hopefully. But today we are cooking mama because we only have so many easy cosplays.
$10.
But yep. So it's 1:18. Today ends at 8, like every other day. But I took a walk around and it is just truly a madhouse out there. Every orifice of this convention center is filled with people. I was able to see a dog, which made me very happy. I didn't really want to wait in line to go pet him, but I hope he gets adopted. I hope all the pets that are there get adopted. But sales are too good. I am out of stock of a lot of things, and even though my friend is bringing me more stock of certain things, I guess I just overlooked something. So I am sold out of like Mau Mau keychains already. I'm sold out of a lot of prints. I forgot to tell my friend to get me more prints, so that's just my bad. I will definitely know for next time, but it is very sweaty in here. As always, the neck fans always come in clutch. I feel like I really realized that at conventions, you gotta learn either it's gonna be super cold because of like they're blasting the AC, or it's gonna be really warm because there's too many people. So you gotta be prepared for both. So I always bring a hoodie, and now I always bring the neck fans if I can, just in case. Because I hate like feeling hot or cold, you know? But I feel like for Sunday, I'm not gonna have a lot of stock, which is like kind of upsetting because it's just like all like lost sales. But in the end, it is truly just my bad. So it is 7:30 and we have about like 30 minutes left at the convention. We have surpassed Friday's numbers, but only by a little bit. But that's fine because I feel like Friday was still really good. Just about matching Friday is fine with me. I'll say that Galaxycon really is not a convention for people who like want to do Artist Alley and then also participate and do fun stuff at the convention, because Artist Alley ends at 8 and there's a lot of after hours events and stuff like that, but you're just too pooped to do anything. Like every day the Artist Alley is from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. so most of the time I just want to go back home and eat and sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's quite warm in the Artist Alley. The neck fans are definitely a blessing, especially when like there's a lot of people in here because the humidity goes crazy. But I feel like they keep trying to make this con bigger and bigger, and it doesn't even fit into the convention center anymore because they have like a street fest. Like they have a street closed off next to the convention center that they have outdoor vendors for and an outdoor stage. And they just keep trying to expand this convention, which is, you know what, like, get that bag. But also, me personally, I would never do an outdoor event in July in North Carolina because it was almost like 100 degrees outside today. I would just be cooking, and I don't think that would be very pleasant. And I also don't think that every single person who's going to this convention would go out to the street fest. Though the street fest is free for like anybody, you don't need a ticket to go to it. So maybe there was a lot of people who like just didn't even want to go to Galaxycon. They're just like Raleigh residents, went to the street fest just to check it out. But I don't know. I really wonder how those vendors did. I think today's sales could have been a bit better if I didn't nerf them, because I literally sold out of 3 big print designs. I just didn't bring enough prints. I didn't bring enough stickers. And people were asking for those prints that I ran out of, and I had to be like, they're sold out, I'm so sorry. But somebody wanted to buy the display of one of the prints that I sold out of. And I was like, are you sure? Like, it's pretty beat up. I just used tape on the back of my prints to like hang them up on the grid wall. And she was like, no, like it's fine. Like, I really want this print. So I sold it to her. I sold it to her for like a crazy discount. I basically gave it to her for free because it was a bit quite beat up from being my display print. But I'm really grateful for that. Like, it makes me really happy for people to really love my art, you know? But yeah, I'm really excited for today to be over so we can eat all you can eat sushi. Yay! How many sushis are we eating tonight?
1 million!
So, 5 minutes left. I sold out of the K-barbecue cats, I sold out of the big bathroom cats, and I sold out of the gamer cats. The gamer cats was the one that I sold the display of. And I also sold out of a lot of like the small print sizes. I just didn't bring it up, and that was just really on me. I feel sad about it. I sold out of free rent stickers and the Mau Mau stickers, and there's just one Jinshi sticker left. And I sold out of the Mau Mau keychains. I should have brought more, and I only have 1 Gojo left. Oh my god, I'm a fool. I did not bring enough, but it's okay. A learning lesson for real. I feel like I always just underestimate myself and not bring enough, and then this is what happens. I should have just brought more, but it's okay. Yay!
Finally, day 3.
Day 3's over. Good morning. It is the last day of Galaxycon Raleigh. I am kind of exhausted. But you just gotta keep going. 4-day cons are definitely not for the weak. Yesterday I was just like in bed and I was like, wow, if this was a 3-day con, I'd be fine. But the fact that there's one more day and it ends at 6, I'm like, I was kind of dreading it. But you know, we're doing good anyway. When I was coming into the convention, they had like these like Jesus protesters that were like telling us we were all going to hell, and I was like, ooh, bad vibes. But then when I was walking out, I found a quarter on the ground. So you know what? It's like all like dented up because like it was in the street and like cars like ran over it all. But I feel like I took that as a sign that today will be a good day. So far, the crowds are not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was just like a zoo. If you're coming to Galaxycon Raleigh, definitely I think Sunday is like a good day if you just like to go around the exhibit hall and have it be a bit more chill and you're not too like pressed about like the nighttime activities. I think Sunday would be a really good day to come. What are your thoughts on Galaxycon so far, David?
It's been fun. Pretty crowded, but it's been fun. I wish it wasn't so overpacked.
Oh,
but
yeah.
And I felt like there's a lot of crowding issues, especially at the escalators. Like people were like pushed against each other. Like it felt kind of bad. But
Yeah, it's definitely like a bottleneck. Yesterday we had all you can eat sushi. I didn't take any videos because I just like sat down and just started eating like everything, and it was good. I did not eat 1 million sushi, so I always forget how filling sushi is. But I'm ready to finish this day off and then drive 4 hours home. Yippee! Today is Snoopy Day also, so David has the Snoopy shirt.
the return of Snoopy.
And then I have Snoopy shirt.
We love Snoopy.
Snoopy! So it's 5:30 and everything's kind of dying down now. There's about like 30 minutes left of the convention. So Sunday was pretty good. I actually surpassed Thursday's numbers, which I was really surprised about because I basically had like very low or to no stock of a lot of things. But people pulled through. overall very tired, but very happy with the money I made. I still have a 4-hour drive home though, so that's kind of. But that is the life of a Galaxycon. The hours are always just like a lot, and it always ends at like 6 on Sundays because I think Galaxycon Richmond also ended at 6. So that's definitely something to think about with your travel plans. But we're just gonna thug it out and drive home tonight. Yippee!
Oh.
Yay!
We could probably go home. Oh my god.
So we have like 10 minutes left, and I'm pretty much ready to go. But some of the best sellers were the Gojo cat. I sold out of the Gojo cat and the Mao Mao keychain as well. The Mao and Jinchi keychains did really well. Also the Free Run Trio also did really well. Stickers, I just didn't bring enough of a lot of stickers. I also sold out of pretty much like the Free Run, Mao Mao, and Jinchi stickers. Prints, I did not bring enough prints. I sold out of the Kale Barbecue one, the bathroom one. I literally sold the display of the hot pot one. I don't mind normally selling displays for like keychains and stuff because like they can like take a lot of wear and tear and they're still like chill. But I feel like the prints, like when they're display prints, they're kind of like jank and they got like all the tape on the back and shit. So I sold that one at like a big discount. But overall, things went really well. I do feel bad I didn't bring enough stock, but that's just on me. And we're ready to go home. Yippee! I need food. Yippee! Yippee! Yay! So that is a wrap on Galaxycon Raleigh. Overall, really good show. I had a good time. Everyone was really nice. Very exhausting though. I'll definitely go over the pros and cons of the show in this segment, and then I'll also go over my expenses. But yeah, overall, monetarily wise, very good. It's kind of hard to not do well when the artist alley is pretty small and they physically can't add more artists, to be honest, in the space because generally the convention center is already packed with vendors and everything else. So if you're in the artist alley, honestly, I think you're kind of guaranteed to do well. Not guaranteed, but if you do well at other shows, you'll definitely do well here. But that also leads into a con of this con. Because the artist alley is pretty small, it's very, very difficult to get in as a new artist, since if you're in artist alley, you can rebook this convention. The fact that I got in for the first time was kind of crazy actually. Like just in the artist alley hall, there's maybe 100 to 120 artists, and for a con this size, that's kind of a pretty small amount of tables. My only tip for applying is, to be honest, I'm not sure how I got in either. My only tip for applying is that I think, this is just my theory, I think they do care if you have vended at other Galaxycon events before. So before I got into Raleigh, I vended at Richmond and I also did Animate in Raleigh. So maybe they were more familiar with my brand already. And I also applied right when the previous year's Galaxycon Raleigh ended. So literally the day after it ended, I applied. So I think those two things definitely really helped. And then also just having a good portfolio, that kind of thing. But yeah, another con of this convention is I think if you don't get into Artist Alley, if you don't get into the main vendors hall. So there was another vendor hall in the hotel that's connected to the convention center, and these booths costed like $1,400, and I think they did not do as well as they would have been if they were in the main convention center. But a lot of people took those spots because they just wanted to be in this convention because they heard it was really good. But I'll say not all spots are equal in this convention. There was also the Street Fest that was outside the convention center. And personally, even if the money was good, I would not be doing those just because it's so hot in North Carolina in July. Like, it's literally the hottest month, I think. I just would not go through that suffering personally. So it's hard for me to recommend this convention since it's just so hard to get into. And of course, like, because it's good, most people who do Artist Alley are gonna rebook this convention. I also rebooked this convention. I would say that's like a pretty big issue with this convention. But if you do want to do it, best of luck to you. It's definitely a good convention. Everyone I met there was pretty excited to see my art there since it was my first time there, and a lot of them are pretty tired of seeing the same vendors over and over and over again since they do allow rebooks. So a lot of the attendees like go around, they're like, wow, I already saw all these vendors in previous years, but that was my first time there. So I think a lot of people were really excited to see my booth, and that definitely gave a decent boost to my sales. Another con of this con is the long hours, and it's also just very, very crowded. It sells out pretty much every year. So the convention center is like packed to the brim with people. So it definitely can be pretty overwhelming, and you're there for a long time again because the hours are pretty long. I would say this is a convention that you're not gonna have like a lot of free time to go do other stuff around the convention. I only had the privilege of being able to walk around the convention since I did have a helper, but if you're by yourself, it's truly a work trip, I'll say. But again, I can only speak from my experience. I know other people may have other experiences with this convention, especially based off of where they were placed. But in the end, I can only speak from my own experience. But the people probably in like the Marriott Ballroom, the people who were outside at the Street Fest, the people who had booths like in the hallway, I'm sure they definitely had a different experience to me, and you know, all their experiences are valid. I can just only speak from my experience. I would not try to apply to any other halls besides the main artist alley and the vendor hall. If you're into doing vendor hall, that the con will be pretty good for you. Everywhere else, I don't know, I can't say, but I definitely heard some people had some not so positive experiences vending in other areas of this convention. Again, like Galaxycon is trying to get their bag, and they have like vendors everywhere. So at night they'll put out tables in the hallway and have like a after hours market. So they use every chance they can get to put a vendor table somewhere, and they're not all created equal. But overall, I had a really good time. Enjoy Raleigh. But let's go over my expenses. I'm not going to go over my exact numbers because I feel like there isn't really much of a need to when I've already said how good this convention is. I'll definitely say my exact numbers for smaller conventions or conventions that people aren't really sure about, like first year conventions I ever do, because I think that info is pretty helpful. But for more like established conventions, I don't think I really need to say how much money I made, because if everyone agrees that they're pretty good, then it doesn't really matter how much I made, because it can really vary between artist to artist. So I will go over my expenses. So the cost for a table in Artist Alley was $438, and it came with a 6-foot table, and the convention is also 4 days. So that price is like definitely on the high side in the grand scheme of Artist Alley tables, but for a 4-day convention, I think it's kind of becoming like the average. I will say with the tables in Artist Alley, you are cramped. Like there is not that much space. As I've shown, the aisles behind the table were also pretty cramped. So if you got a photo stand and all that, you're definitely going to be pretty tightly packed back there. For hotel, I spent $303. I stayed maybe like 15 minutes outside of Raleigh for 2 nights, and then I spent 1 night at a friend's house, so I was able to keep my prices a little bit lower in that regard. I did pay for parking every day. The parking around the convention center was actually pretty affordable. I'm really used to like people just price gouging the hell out of parking around a convention, but I think the parking garages were around like $12 a day or something, which was definitely pretty good. So in total, my total expenses were $791, which definitely is a little bit higher than normal for a convention that I didn't have to fly to, but that table cost did definitely eat into everything. But in the end, I was able to make all my expenses back on the first day. So the convention definitely went well for me. I definitely made a lot of mistakes by not bringing enough stock. By not bringing enough stock, I literally sold out of some things on Saturday, and I felt really bad about that because it's just lost potential, right? But in the end, it's a learning lesson. If I drive to this convention again, I definitely will bring a lot more stuff. But overall, everyone was really nice. Everyone was pretty enthusiastic when they came to my booth and were really happy to see my art. The attendees were really nice, even though it was really hot and crowded in that artist alley. Oh my god. Yeah. Bring your neck fans, bring your fans, bring a portable fan. It is toasty in that room. But if you found this video helpful, let me know. My next convention is gonna be Otakon this weekend. So If you're gonna be there, please stop by. I will be vlogging that one too. But if you found this video helpful, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.